Nobody warns you about this part. They tell you to work harder, to want more, to become the kind of man people look up to. But nobody tells you what happens when you get there. This is that story. He was the kind of man people pointed to, in meetings, at dinners, in conversations he wasn't even part of. You should be more like him. He had built something real, something most men only talk about over drinks they can't afford. And yet, the nights he sat alone in that apartment were the quietest nights he had ever known. Not peaceful quiet, the other kind. It wasn't always like this. There was a version of him that used to call people back, that used to show up to things, that used to sit at a table and actually be there, not just physically but completely. He had friends who knew his laugh, not his handshake, his laugh. He had a woman who could read his silence and know exactly what it meant. He didn't realize how rare that was until it was gone. Then he started climbing, not because anyone told him to, because something inside him needed to prove something he could never fully name. He got the promotions, the title, the respect of people whose respect meant something. People stopped questioning him in rooms. He stopped being someone you talked over. He became someone you listened to. And he told himself, this is what it was all for. He was half right. What nobody saw was that every step up cost him something small. A birthday he missed, a call he didn't return, a conversation he cut short because there was always something more important. He told himself the people who mattered would understand. Some of them did. Most of them just quietly stopped calling. The night he got the promotion, the one he had worked toward for 3 years, they took him out. Drinks, dinner, people laughing and saying his name like it meant something. He smiled. He said the right things. He shook the right hands. And somewhere around midnight, he looked around that room, at all those faces that admired him, and realized there was not one person there he could call at 2 a.m. and say, I'm not okay. Not one. He went home that night to an apartment that looked exactly like success is supposed to look. Clean, ordered, silent. He poured a drink he didn't finish, sat in a chair that cost more than his first car, and thought about a version of himself that used to be easier to find. The version before the climb, before the title, before he became someone worth admiring and forgot to remain someone worth knowing. Success will give you everything you asked for. It will not give you back what you traded for it. The loneliest men in any room are usually the ones everyone is looking at, because somewhere along the way they learned how to be impressive and forgot how to be present. The goal was never to be the man people point to. The goal was to be the man someone actually knows. Those are not always the same man.